Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. And we're off and running. It's November, the first restoration of the month, November. And we have a fairly straightforward one. I'm going to try and do a sympathetic restoration on the first week of each month if I can. This week we have a Dinky Toys 38 series Alvis Sports Tourer. There you go. Alvis Sports Tourer. So as you have a quick look at this going round, I'd just like to, as always, welcome any new friends to the channel. Welcome aboard. Thanks very much. And welcome back all the old friends to the channel. Thanks again. Thanks for your support. It's much appreciated. There you go. So let's get it off the magic, get it on a bench and have a good look at it. Here we are then, we're off and running. First of the month, new month, November. It's cold, it's getting colder, it's getting dark. We're in the depths of it. Okie doke, what we got here? Old Dinky Toys, can't read the base. I know it's an old Dinky Toys Alvis Tourer, and it's the 38 series. And as, according to my book, I've got here one of the books, one of the reference books. This is the old Dinky Toys by Edward Force. As you can see, it's well worn, well battered. It's had a lot of use. Okay, now this is the old number, and it comes under the 38D, the Alvis Sports Tourer. Okay. 38D down there. They made these pre-war, 1940 to 1946, 1940, and then obviously it stopped for the war and it restarted up again in 1946 to 1953. Okie doke. Now the early ones, the pre-war ones, had a plain metal base. Okay, and I did a few colours, maroon and green, grey interior, green interior, black interior. And then after the war, they changed it and it had a black base. Okay, so the ones after the war, they only produced two colours after the war. And they were, here we go, they were a maroon body, various interior colours with a black base, olive green body, various interior colours, black base. Post-war interiors can be red, green, blue, brown, grey or black. So there you go. Introduced between 1940 and stopped for the war. Started up again in 1946 to 1943. Number 38D. So that's what we got. So I think I'm going to do this in the green like it already is. So that's it, that's this one. Sympathetic restoration again, because this is an old original. Okay, I've got the steering wheel, I've got the replacement windscreen, like I showed you on last month's, what was it called? Oh, Fraser Nash. Yeah, that was 38 series as well. So I'm going to recopy this onto a piece of tape, so I can use it as a reference guide for future restorations. Now these got, the headlights do come out of this one's broken off, as you can see it's broken off in there, but I've got a replacement then of an old one, because I've got a couple of these that are in pretty bad shape actually. This one is bent back there, as you can see, and it needs a good bit of filing to get that back into a nice sweeping curve there and there, as you can see. Like I say, I'm not going to mess about the casting lines. It's going to be a straightforward green with the black interior and the silver red lights and stuff like this. Okay, rightio. And these new tyres, these are 15mm smooths on here, as you can see with that going around how much that's bent in there like that. Yeah, so that one's pulling out a little bit. Straighten out best I can. Hopefully it won't snap off, because it is quite old. That one just needs ping it back a little bit, and I'll run the file over that, smooth that nick down rather than try and fill it. I'm hoping the body underneath here is not too bad. I've got a couple of others here which are in pretty bad shape, really. This one, pretty bad shape, that's chewed up round there. So that's one I could possibly use if I need to. The windscreen's not the real windscreen for it. That's this one. And the other one I got is, it's completely shot, the whole wing has gone out of that one. Yeah. Okay. Rightio. Right, let's crack on. So, oh, there's a spare headlight. There it is. We'll crack this open then. We'll get the base off it. Get the wheels and axles out. Get the tyres off. Rightio then. Rightio. I'll just show you this is straight out the caustic soda. Now, I don't tend to leave these older Dinkies in the caustic soda for very long at all. A minute and a half. Keep an eye on it, because the older the casting, it can be a little bit fragile at times. So hence there's still a little bit of old paint left on, but it's not worth risk leaving it any longer. Now you can see I've just, before I put it in the caustic, I just straightened it out a bit there, as you can see. Just there. I shall put a little bit of super glue in that crack there. Okay. And I did the same with this side. Okay, it's done that. Now, there's also a crack there, across there. I shall put a bit of super duper in there, a bit of baking powder, because that's flat surface. I can sand that across. That'll be okay. Steering wheel came out, no problem. It's just a little nail, as you can see. It's a little pin, like a panel pin type of nail. Straighten that out. The axles I've put in as one, like that, because they just drop in and drop out. There's no point trying to take them off. I should clean these all up. I'm showing you this now before I clean it up, so you can see it before and after when I've cleaned it up. Okay, these hubs are pretty good. There again, don't leave them in the caustic soda too long. There's no real damage to them. They're fine. And the base has come out clean on that side. A little bit rusty there, but we'll wire brush that off and we'll get it back. Not a problem. As you can see, I'll pop the base over the rivets without having to drill the rivet out. You can on some of these older ones. I did bend the base doing it at the top, getting it out, but at the end of the day I've straightened it out and it should pop back on again. If need be, I'll just run a little wrap file in there, just a fraction, just so it goes over easy and it still holds. The lights, what they do, as you can see, one was missing, and what they're quite simple. They got a little tab on the end and they just push into there. But if you've got your lights on and you want to take them off, then you have to turn it upside down and tap from the bottom end here. Tap from that end in, just tap it out. Otherwise, you try and pull it out from the top, they'll snap off. Okay, I've got replacement ones for these anyway. I bought some for because they're quite generic on one or two of these, so you're okay with that. So if I do balls it up, then I've got another set in there. If you got headlights in already, I shouldn't bother taking them out. Just put it in the caustic soda and clean them up without taking these out, especially if you haven't got a spare set. Alrighty, now as you know, I use this brassy wire brush type of thing, and I also use one of these which is for suede shoes. As you can see, it's quite worn down now. I use this, and in the hard to get places I'll use the rotary tool with a worn down piece. As we all say, as we all know, with the wire brushes, they all fly off every bloody where, and what have you. So if you've got apron or a smock, which somebody mentioned a while ago, and I do have one in the back of the chair here, but I always forget to put the flipping thing on. You know what it's like when you get carried away, you think, oh, I'll just get stuck in to do this, and you forget to put it on. So yeah, I wire brush this down first. That's what I normally do to get most of the rubbish off. And you can see what's underneath. You smooth it off. It's a little bit crinkly, as you can see the surface there, but I'll run some sandpaper over there, try and get it smooth as I can. As I say, it's an old casting and it's going to be a sympathetic restoration, so I don't want to leave too much of the damage on it, but we'll do the best we can with it. The back seems to be okay, so yeah, just go over it with a wire brush. That's what I normally spend, about a half hour, 20 minutes, depending on the casting, how good or bad it is, going over it. And then I'll go round with a file and sort out any bits out what need filing, and then sandpapering. I tend to use the rotary tool more in here, to get in amongst all these little bits that you can't get with a wire brush. So you have to get in there with it, especially down these front mud guards or front wings. Yeah, you could use a softer one. I have a softer one here. And to finish off, you can use wire wool. I don't want to make it too shiny and smooth. You know, you've got it give some of the primer to adhere to. I mean, a lot of people use etch primer. You could use etch primer if you want, not a problem. I have used it in the past, but I just use ordinary primer. I don't have a problem with it. As long as you degrease everything before you put primer on, you shouldn't have a real problem with it sticking, to be honest with you. But it's a personal preference. If you want to go down the etch primer route, then you do exactly what you want to do. Exactly what you want to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You're big enough and old enough to do your own thing. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too badly pitted. Some of these you get are really badly pitted, but this one's not too bad. I'm not going to spend too long yakking over this because we need to get on. But yeah, it's not too bad. I'm going to carry on with that. I've drawn out the where is it? I've drawn out the windscreen. That's on there, so I know. And these two lines here, that's the all important bit, because that's the bit what fits on there and on the edge of the screen. You haven't got that bit, it'll just fall through. Okay, I'm going to carry on and clean this lot up, and I'll give you a quick show of it when it's cleaned up. Okay, it's all cleaned up now, because I'm not going to go overboard. I've took off a few blisters what were around on the back there, a bit on the front, flattened down a bit, wire brushed it, cleaned it up, sorted the arches out there and there. Just got to do this bit now. I was waiting for that to dry, where there was a crack in there. Well, it snapped actually. So yeah, that's good to go. Base is good enough now. Steering wheel and the axles and wheels. Okay, there you go. So now it's a coat of primer and some colour. Alrighty then. Okay, as you've seen, it's in the grips because it's got methylated spirits on it. I put in the headlights. I used the reproduction ones because I noticed that the reproduction ones were slightly different in size to the original. So if I'd have put the original one and the reproduction one, then it would have been odd. So I've gone for both reproduction ones. So there you go. So that's in, all ready to go. I've taped up the axles so I can spray the wheels, which are going to be black. Steering wheels on a stick, ready to be painted black. Okay, so we're going with the green with the black interior. Alrighty, so we'll put this above the fire, get it warmed up, and we'll get some primer of paint on it. Let's get some paint on the details then. Yeah, we're all painted up now. Like I say, it's a sympathetic restoration, so I didn't go over top filling everything and making it perfectly smooth. Yeah, so the headlights are in. Details, we've got to paint that black inside. 2 headlights and the grille. And I think, if I remember rightly, there was 2 little lights on here. Got my paint. Got my brushes. Got my paint. Got my brushes. Need to get some black out. That's what I need to do. I forgot to get the black paint out. But we'll do the headlights and grille and radiator. Usual format as you've seen before. Down there. Yeah. That's what we've got to do. There we go. Yeah, just a nice steady thin coat, as always. As always. Well, it's a bit cooler today. Temperature's dropped, wind picked up. Just been done my weekly shop. Oh my. Talk about crowded, packed supermarket. Does my head in. Yep. I'm one of them shoppers in, get what you want, out. I'm not one of them that hang about. If I can help it. If I'm on my own, that is. But, of course, when you got your lady with you, she wants to check all the bargains out, go up and down all the aisles. Oh, no. Yep. There we go. I'm locking this brush, it's a bit furry. I'm going to trim that, I'll leave that down there, get another brush. Use a different brush. That one's a bit, got a few loose ends on it. Maybe let's try again. That's better. Well, the clocks went back today. Or, well, 2 o'clock in the morning they did. Should have told my dogs that. Still bloody got me up for breakfast and all the time. So you're supposed to be having a lane. Yeah, right. No. Here we go. 4 minutes on this one. What are we looking like? No, not too bad. Not too bad, that's all. Trying to get the edge of this around there. What I want to do, pick out the edge. Sometimes it's tricky because the moulding's bent, or it just disappears. Right, let me carry on with this then, and we'll see it. We'll come back when I'm putting the windscreen in. Here we are then. The details painted. The grill's not great because a lot of the grill is deformed due to bashing at the front. Interior, did the satin black, and the back cover satin black, and the steering wheel's in. Just push the nail in and bend it over, and the base plate's back on with the axles. And as you remember, I didn't drill these rivets out, these posts out, so I just clicked it back over. That's all it was. So it's pretty straightforward. Like I say, these aren't difficult to do. They're just nice to bring them back. Just basically what you're doing is brightening them up and bring them back to what they were before. Okay. Now what I've done here also on the interior, I just brought the line over the edge because these had like a cushioning around the edge of the doors, cappings, the same colour as interior. Right, so what we'll have to do now is put the window back in. Now this is the second repo part that I bought. I've already made a template of this. As you can see, as we know, there's a slot in the bottom. So we've got to find the slot. There it is, just there. You see it poking through. Push down, and hopefully it'll lock in place, which it has done. There you go, look, it's poking through. There. That's how you do these, and it gives you the right rake of window. So there we are, finished. And it's just quite a smooth roller. Okay. 15mm smooth tyres on. There you go. So we're done. Right, so we'll get it on a magic. And we'll call this one finished. This is what we started with. Dinky Toys. Old Alvis. Sports Tourer. So now you can have a look. See what we did with it and see how it turns out. How it turned out, should I say. Okay, here we go. Have a look at this. There you go then, all done and dusted. Dinky Toys Alvis from the 38 series. I think I've done 3 of these now, 3 of these from the 38 series. Done the Armstrong Siddeley, Lagonda, this one. Oh, this is the 4th one, and the one I did the other day, which was the BMW one. Little sports guy did last week, or last month. Yeah, so I think I've got 2 more to do in the series. So we'll probably do another one again next month. There you go. Yeah, it's in the green. Repo headlights, new tyres, and a new screen. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate the comments and appreciate the support. And we'll see you all again next week with something else, another restoration. So onwards and upwards to the next one. So whatever you're doing, be happy, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you all again next week. Bye for now. And cut.